when I see a squirrel now, I'm sort of like, oh, hello. Like you might not know me, but we've got history. I like took my Legos very seriously, slash like drawing with my friends when I was a little kid. My masterpiece was the hamburger car. That was like, it was enormous, like building sized car in the shape of a hamburger that had like, it had like a wave pool and like a climbing wall and a banquet hall and yeah, just everything. So yeah, I feel like that's sort of where I come from. I had my first snail experience up here actually. So my studio is here on the 4th floor, and I found a snail just like climbing up my leg. Like I just looked down and it was right there. And I was just so shocked and was so curious about how it like came to be living here or existing here. And so I did a bunch of snail research, and they're just crazy. They need like a strong calcium source for shell growth. I had a lot of sort of plaster cast work from a previous project, and I found some snails like sort of living on slash munching away at some of the plaster sculptures that I had. Plaster also being like a calcium rich like gypsum product. The animation work that I've been doing is about a snail's hunt for calcium. The one that I just finished for the show that I'm working towards at the CMCA in October is like 9 minutes, pretty narrative. And so I feel like snails like make me feel like anything's possible. Like you can just transform yourself and be anything. I'm really interested in the front desk creatures of the ecosystem. Like for instance, a squirrel is like does so well on the fringes of human lives that we like don't consider it to be a wild animal really. Don't really like see it at all. Like it's just around, you know, no one's ever like stoked about their squirrel sighting. The more like I learned about them and followed them around and like cast their footprints and stuff, the more I like just felt like tenderness for them and like excitement about what they were up to. And so I think there's like a pretty natural human inclination to look at an animal and notice things about it and then like take it as an example or like inspiration or like a parable perhaps. This is the one that I'm working on right now. It's a squirrel with a squirrel pup, a little baby squirrel. They carry them in their mouth by one of the hind legs when they have to move their babies for some reason. Perhaps you've surprised it in its child moving. This next one is this one squirrel has fallen and the other squirrel has saved it, and it's this very dramatic moment of tension. It's sort of like in The Lord of the Rings when Sam Gamgee has caught Frodo by the hand and they're over the like pit of lava in the volcano. The next two are just sort of like, they're just sort of scrunched up looking at something. The inspiration was just more about like a pose that would be an exciting form that I was excited about. And then the larger one of 3 squirrels, it's sort of like a leapfrog type situation, but with like pretty high stakes, it seems like. So yeah, there's like different levels of narrative for the different pieces. Like that one over there is just sort of like sleeping, a cute little sleep. Working on these squirrels all the time, spending a lot of time faithfully sanding squirrels is like, makes me feel like I'm putting time into like nurturing the like playful, cute creature of myself, and it being just a weird little creature that isn't like normally exalted, and definitely feel like I definitely feel really differently about squirrels now than I did before. I mean, I think it like feels nice to do, paying more attention to this creature that's like around humans a lot and is like really talented and wild, but is overlooked. And so there's a little bit of trying to upset that and pay them a lot of attention and like treat them really well. I'm getting ready for the show right now, and so I've been here like late at night and just like audiobook, like carving away at my little squirrel, like if it's going well, like not making any big mistakes, like it's pretty nice. It's hard to like be eloquent about this, but like because I don't really have it figured out, but like I'm definitely trying to come into like the best relationship with making art, and like I don't know, that could mean not making art anymore, or that could mean like finding collaborators, or it could mean like, or what, it's sort of all open. But yeah, I think that there's like a lot of narratives about being an artist that lead to like overworking yourself and like spending a lot of time alone. Maybe at like our stage, you either need to be like hustling really hard or like hustling hard and working a job. And there's just no other time. Like it's just how it's like set up. I don't know. I tend to be a little bit of an anxious person. And so when I'm like feeling fearful or anxious when I'm making art, that like I've definitely like made some poor decisions in my art making in those moments, like because of that anxiety or fear. And so I think that like that side of it is like has to go, and like just makes it like not worth it and is just the worst thing. And so yeah, like the process of like improving that relationship is mostly a process of like figuring out how to let go of that fear and being like, I don't know, without fear. Fear that it's gonna be bad, like that the art's gonna look bad, or that like I should be doing something else at that moment. Like I'm like I like flaked out on my friend or something because I was very busy with my extremely important artwork. Yeah, I feel like that doesn't sound like a big list, but like it can take up a lot of space. I think to some degree, like choosing what I'm working on to try to like set the situation up for me to practice like not being afraid has been my strategy recently. There's this like crazy oak tree in our backyard that's pretty much completely hollowed out and has raccoons living in it, and like it's really a menace. But this huge pileated woodpecker kept visiting, and it was just so cool. It would like fly and go into the hole in the tree. And so I took all these different videos of the tree with the woodpecker on it from all these different perspectives. That was sort of the start of like the video phase that I'm in now, where I'm doing a lot of digital animation. Yeah, I don't know. I like just like being porous and like trying to make art that's like more involved with the world, and then I'll get excited and follow something for a while.